Hello and welcome to another Franchise Hockey Manager 7 stream. My name is Adam. I'm the community manager of Franchise Hockey. With me as always, and not pictured, well, digitally pictured on your screen is FHM producer Jeff. Say hi, Jeff.
Hey, everybody.
And we are back with We've Got to Go Back! The New York Rangers in the 1948-49 NHL season. Jeff, this team is terrible, and we need to kind of keep going.
Yep, just to bring everybody up to date on where we are, we just got a little bit of a start on this last time. The Rangers were kind of the one team in New York that really didn't do anything at all during the late 40s, early 50s. Everybody else was doing great. Rangers were pretty much consistently terrible. They came close to 500 a couple of times, but that was about it. And you can see here we're the record the last few seasons, complete train wreck late in World War II. And improved a little bit after that, but they kind of plateaued. Did make the playoffs last year, but we're probably not going to make them this year. And the lineup is nothing spectacular. Chuck Rayner in goal. So we've got a solid goalie, but I mean, it was, the original six. There were only 6 goalie jobs in the league, so everybody had a solid goalie. Edgar Laprade, Tony Leswick up front. Some, not exactly Hall of Famers. One Hall of Fame, future Hall of Famer, Alan Stanley. Another future Hall of Famer, future Hall of Fame coach, Fred Shiro. But other than that, I think we pretty much, did we make many moves last time? I don't think we made any trades. Yeah, we picked up a few guys. Yeah, signed some free agents that we owned the rights to. Nobody spectacular. Oh, we got Gump Worsley on the farm team. But we got a couple of injuries early on. Brian Hextall, who's... that's right, we brought him back for one more season. I think he had retired I think he was playing senior hockey back in Saskatchewan at this point.
Which was still really high hockey at this time when we talk about senior hockey.
But I should also mention here that I'm back into having debug mode on, so you're going to see these numbers whenever I get an email message, PM.
Well, Jeff, why do you have debug mode on?
Because we're debugging and testing the new build for what will hopefully be an update sometime next week.
Yay!
Which I've spent most of today and yesterday too, getting the database in shape and everything up to date with the NHL rosters as of tonight, because we've got hockey back.
Hooray!
Finally.
I was watching some of it tonight, and I was just...
Yep, Leafs and Habs went into overtime. Did anybody get a goal there?
Leafs won, sadly. I said, I know by the end of this year, I'm really going to hate like every other Canadian team.
Oh, yeah. But I mean, the Leafs in particular.
Well, I mean, everybody already hated the Leafs, so...
And as far as this game goes, I think I'm going to get through this, I think the idea was originally to try to get through seasons pretty rapidly, so I'm going to just sim out games. Maybe take a look if and when we finally get to the playoffs. CSC Montreal, easy 5-2 win for them there, out shooting us 47-18. Now we got a back-to-back against Toronto. And probably going to get something similar here. Toronto's, I got to tone down some of those European goalies if Toronto's playing one. And 4-2 loss. Bill Barilko, a couple of points, and again getting outshot badly. Are there I don't think there's any decent free agents out there, are there?
Well, we left the old guy whose name I'm suddenly dropping or can't think of on the last one. He might have signed with somebody by now, though.
Toe Blake.
Yeah, Toe Blake. That's who it was.
Yeah, he actually went back for one more season in Montreal, it looks like. He just signed with them.
And you refuse to sign any foreigners, so...
Yeah, no, I mean, that's my fault. I got to take some of those ratings down for the... so they're not filtering into the NHL from Western Europe when they really wouldn't have.
You also didn't want to sign any of the really good guys who are still available.
There's not that many of them. I mean...
I see that.
Bauer and Al Rollins are out there, but we've already got...
What's I going to say?
His third stringer, and we've got Chuck Rainer
Yeah,
and
but
Emil Francis.
if we have Johnny Bauer, nobody else does, Jeff. Hi, Gudu. Thanks for coming out.
Yeah, good.
And Stanley Cup Chaser says, I don't think Rangers fans have fond memories of Fred Shero, to be honest.
He did get him to the finals that one year. Okay, you want to sign Johnny Bauer? We'll sign Johnny Bauer, but he's going to be like Johnny Bauer was in real life, spending a couple of decades in the minors. Well, not quite that many, but till the 60s
I think
or
that's
so,
exactly perfect spot for him to be. I mean, man, he wants what, under $2,000 a year?
I mean, that's not that cheap.
It's crazy money. Crazy. Oh,
What is it?
this era of time, guys had jobs in the off season.
Yeah, and we got somebody.
Good evening, Sean Paxlair. Thanks for coming out.
Oh, I was going to settle him around, but he's got 7 points in his first 9 games, although he's probably should be.
I mean,
Out for Leswick.
if you're still looking for somebody to sign, you could sign Bobby Bauer too.
I think he was. Did he come back in the late 40s? Because he had been out of hockey for a couple of years at that point. I think he just came
His
back
last
for a few
season
games
was
with the Bruins. I think he was coaching
46,
that year,
47. Let's do a quick look. And quick check says,
oh, still got to send somebody down.
check out on our friends at Elite Prospects. He was actually playing senior hockey at this time for 3 years, and then came back and played one game for the Bruins where he picked up 2 points in 51-52. But yes, he was playing senior hockey in Ontario for the Ayr Centennials.
So effectively retired at that point, just playing some beer league. Well, the
Again,
40s equivalent of beer. I mean, it's not really beer league stuff because the senior leagues
no,
were pretty
no.
good. The senior league champion would be the one that Canada would send over to the World Championship every year.
Yeah, when we talk about senior leagues, I mean, this is where guys went to play when they weren't in affiliated hockey because there was nowhere to go.
Yeah, I mean, the minor leagues were a lot smaller at that point, and NHL was a lot smaller. They got the Bruins 25-year anniversary logo this year. And
we talked about this the last time we streamed.
Yeah, almost got a win there, 1-0 over the Bruins beating us 1-0. Brian Hextall is back now at least.
But, okay, the better question is, do the Bruins bring back that logo for when they get to 100 years?
I think they can probably do better than.
Yes.
I know that's not the most handsome logo in the world.
Oh, they should absolutely do it. I think everybody would love to see that.
Sort of Disney-ish. I think we said
How
that
could you
time.
not want that? I think it would be amazing for them to go back to that old logo.
And, yeah, Buddy O'Connor, other big player who's been out with a bruised neck for the last little while, is almost back.
Yeah, so 24.
But we got a pretty healthy losing streak going here.
We're only 3 years away from that, oh, man.
From what?
Oh, the Bruins definitely have to do that. They have to bring back that.
Write them a letter.
I don't think that'll be very convincing from me alone, but you never know, I suppose.
There we go. 3-2 win, finally, over the Leafs. So how bad is this right now? And I think I was saying before, what we're going to try and do is get through as many seasons as quickly as possible in this, because it's original 6 and it's a historical game, so there's not really much else going on, and it'll move pretty quickly if we aren't going in and watching each game. And then because we pretty much do that during your streams. Can slow down and watch the.
Well, we're trying to advance through a bunch of different things. Yeah. Because I mean, our first year is not going that well.
Okay, so we got. Oh no, we got enough. guys. I've got to
Although,
sit somebody out. Probably going to be Hextall.
speaking of the Sharks and dealings, did you see the news about Evander Kane?
Yeah, bankrupt. What does he owe? $25 million?
20, almost 29 million actually.
Is that American or?
Yes, I
Ouch.
believe.
How do you get in that deep?
Well, he said part of his thing was he had 3 houses he was paying for that were worth 10.5 million.
He
And
buys a new house every time he gets traded?
no, he had listed as dependents on his thing was his girlfriend, his kid, his mom, and 2 uncles were all listed as dependents. And
No,
there
so
was
the
something.
typical athlete thing where you get a bunch of people hanging on,
Yeah,
asking for money, and yeah, it's sad.
there was something I saw too that there was like just an incredulous amount of money spent on food every month too.
Yeah, he's a big dude. Oops, Wally Stanowski was back and we were playing him.
Um, yeah, so I don't know. I
Oh,
feel bad for the guy. Anyone who spends all that money through.
should actually show you guys. I'm not going to do it this way. Oops. Going to put a few guys on the watch list for the scouts to take particular. Whoops. They want the free agents.
Dan the Cap Chaser says you're just in a hurry to get to the Lou Fonatina. Fonat. I don't know
Fontanetto.
how to say that name.
Lou
I'm
Fontanetto.
ter- yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm like, nope, that's not right.
Okay, so I mean, we got Jean Beliveau, Glenn Hall coming, Pierre Pilote, Jacques Blanc. See, so many goalies, but we've already got decent goaltending, and we got two great prospects too, and
Oh,
Bauer and Worsley.
we might be able to trade from a position of strength.
Yeah, but everybody else is going to have a position of strength too because there's so many good goalies out there.
There's not that many good goalies.
Like there's 8 Hall of Famers running around now, 8 or 10 probably within the next couple of years, and only 6 jobs.
Yeah. Well,
So yeah, literally everybody here. I'm adding here Dickie Moore,
Toronto's
Gustav the
doesn't.
Russian. Oh, there we go. Paul Maget. The
Toronto
first
and
guy who isn't a
Boston
Hall of
both don't
Famer.
have very good goalies. Neither does Chicago.
Toronto's got
I would.
Brothers. Oh no, he was kind of old at this point, wasn't he?
He's 34, but look at who
He's
their backup
4-star.
is.
I mean, backups don't really matter at this point. Oh, why is a backup getting games here? He shouldn't be in this era. Got to check on that. And Gordie Howe in the wings, another easy win over us. I mean, we're going to be drafting first this year.
You hope so.
I think it's us and the Bruins, so we just tied. Oh no, it's the Hawks are back there too. Going to cheat a little bit and jump ahead, say a month at a time. Oops.
Good call.
And actually, we got an injury right away. So I'll call somebody back up from New Haven. And going to have to be Lancian, because that's the only guy that is at least 1 star instead of half a star.
Stanley Cup Chaser says that Belleville guy might be worth following.
Yep, but Montreal, or wait, was he? Yeah, he was young enough in this.
He
Was he?
actually wasn't even in the NHL at this point.
Yeah, he was playing senior hockey in Quebec.
No, he was still in the queue.
Or yeah, junior. Yeah, it would have been junior at this point, but he eventually started playing senior hockey, and Habs bought the whole league just to get his rights. Okay, now try going a month.
Oops.
Nope, we got that minor injury, so he's getting back really quickly. And who gets great Buddy O'Connor again, our best center.
No, that's not what I was oopsing about. I simmed ahead just to kind of see who was coming in the upcoming draft.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out, not a great choice.
What, nobody ready for it yet? Oh, it's the 20-year-olds, so Belleville's too young?
No, that was not it. It was, you got fired.
Oh, okay, that's bad. Well, this may end quickly then.
They did not like the fact that you finished in last.
Okay, Evans. What is the? I got to check the owner's happiness here.
I finished in my quick sim going 16, 37, and 7.
John Ross Kilpatrick, the owner, is still pretty happy with me in this one. Everything's in the green.
All right. By the way, Jeff, did you download my mod?
I haven't yet.
Oh, Jeff.
Sorry.
I'm so hurt.
And Emile Francis, our backup goalie, somehow got hurt, so Bauer can come up and sit on the bench. What went wrong with Francis? What did he do to himself in practice? Exhaustion. From not playing at all, apparently.
Gets me tired.
Well, you can sit on the injured list for a couple of weeks if you're that exhausted.
I can.
Well, he can. You can too if you want, but not really going to do anything for you. Hey, there we go. Shutout over the Hawks. 2-0. Screw up our draft pick. Did you eventually get to the draft in that game?
I'm just got to July 1st as I had to rehire myself.
When have we got an Olympics coming up? Is this an Olympic 48 Olympic year? No, it was a previous. It was 48, but that was the previous season, so we won't see the Olympics until 52.
Yeah, there's a couple decent guys in this draft.
And 2 more injuries. Stanowski and how long is he gone for? Sore back, 1 to 2 weeks. Neil Colville, all great. Dislocated shoulder for 2 months. So he goes on the injury list too. At least O'Connor's almost ready to come back. So I think his fitness isn't too bad. I can dress him.
Yeah, Jean Beliveau is in this draft. Glenn Hall, Jacques Plante, Pierre Pilote, Red Sullivan, Bronco Horvath. Boom Boom is in this draft.
So pretty much the whole first round is Hall of Famers.
If we get Boom Boom and Jean, that would be amazing.
Yeah, that would kind of turn our scoring around in a hurry.
And then you could get old man John LeClaire. I'm kidding. Jackie LeClaire.
Yeah, not quite the same.
I don't know. John LeClaire was probably playing at about this time.
Almost. Yeah, and the Hawks shut us out 5-0.
Vic Howe.
It's almost like Avon Gordy. It's his brother.
No. Brodeur. Goaltender Brodeur is in there.
That is
Dennis
Denny
Brodeur.
Brodeur. That's Martin's father.
Yes.
Actually, let's take a look at this team stats quickly. This is sad. I mean, our best players have been injured for a chunk of the year. Did I set the training to get Stanley bumped up? Yes, I did. Scouting on the watch list. Okay, everybody's been looked at. Good. So yeah, with a small player pool in the historical games, it's pretty easy to get everybody scouted. Yeah, Belivo's 1.5 stars already. You can probably start right away if we get him next year. Yeah, we get a bunch of guys named in the player pool. Well, it's Edgar LaPrade is the best skater and fastest, and Buddy O'Connor cleanest. Yeah, he had a couple of seasons where it was just like 2 penalty minutes or none at all. And Bruins got a narrow 2-1 win, helping us preserve that last place spot. Good 5 points back of them. The Bruins were almost as well, occasionally worse than the Rangers in this era.
Which is impressive.
Yeah. And mostly positive. We still got to take that. If you see this in the game, ignore that little dash before strength. That's just a typo.
So it's not negative strength?
Nope. And
Oh,
time for
man,
another
Jeff.
shutout win. What?
Oh, man, Jeff. I just started doing the draft to see what would happen. And best possible scenario just happened for me in my game. So
You got
I'm
Beliveau?
hoping for you. Yeah. And then boom in the second round.
Yeah, nice. Okay, the owner is upset with us, but everything is still. Oh, job security is down to orange. I didn't notice that before. Ha.
Jeff's gonna get fired. Just gonna get fired. Totally gonna happen.
I'm just looking now. Is there anybody we can? I'm gonna have the scouts take a look at a couple of older veterans, but not much help out there. Nothing really better than what we've got already.
Oh, if there's one thing we know Jeff knows how to do, it's to cheat and take over a team again after he gets fired.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yes, you do. As does everybody in the chat.
Yeah. Okay, Emil Francis is back from his, and hopefully less exhausted now. Neil Cole.
Can't help it when you get tired.
Yeah. And Bauer goes back down. But of course, Alex Kalita's hurt now. Mild shoulder strain, 1 to 2 weeks. And we get any more injuries, we're going to have to call somebody up here. Oh man, that defense is looking sad. Is there a 1.5 star defenseman, free agent defenseman that could help us? Oh yeah, Babe Pratt, but he's ancient. Well, 32, relatively ancient. But former Bruin, right? Or former Ranger, I mean. Yeah, got traded during the war and had his big years against the replacement players. And then went downhill in a hurry afterwards. And another new thing for FH7, you can check the real stats, and nope, he was out of the league for good at this point. But I'm desperate, so I'm going to offer him a contract. Okay, so he's in the lineup, and oh no, we don't have to send anybody down yet. What?
Kudu says, long live the asterisk. Which you have no idea what that means, right? So,
Of course not. Okay, so maybe I can get... What the heck is O'Connor doing on the third line? No. Don't want that. I haven't been paying attention to what the AI was doing. Maybe that was part of the problem.
Red Flyer says, LOL, a dangler in the 1940s.
We're going to Babe Pratt. Look at this. First game back in the league, 2 assists, and we got a 3-1 win over the Hawks.
Hooray! Maybe we won't be fired.
What is the trading deadline this year? Oh,
Evening, Red Flyers. Thanks for coming out.
Okay, is there anybody we could... Let's, on the assumption that we're actually going to not get fired this year, have a look here, and got an injury to Mo there, so I gotta
see if there's anybody on the trade blog.
No, is there anybody we can move? It's kind of a little cheaty to do this right away, but let's put Pratt on the trade block. Maybe somebody, one of the playoff teams, wants him. I mean, O'Connor's going to be 32. He's kind of having a disappointing year. Just out of curiosity, let's see what happens when we shop him. I got a feeling the offers are going to be terrible, though. So we get an offer from each team. Or, I don't know, there were some other messages in there from 3 teams. Montreal wants to offer us George Robertson. No, I'm going to pass on that. 1.5 stars. Don Metz, who's a good player but almost as old, from Toronto. Doesn't help. Oh, hey. Phil Maloney, future Rangers coach, but he's only 1.5 star. I must have him underrated in this at a 1st round or 4th round pick. Oh, I guess, well, no, I thought Maloney had a better career than that. He only had the 1 good year and then went downhill pretty quickly. Huh. I remember him being a better player. Am I thinking of somebody else? Must be. I don't think we're going to get any decent offers for him, but I'll try putting him on the trading block and Hextall as well. So if we can maybe at least get a draft pick at the deadline. Although the draft, did the draft finish for you? How many rounds were there?
There is 4 rounds.
Okay.
I'm sitting after round 2, beginning of the 3rd round, trying to debate who to select, and watching to see what you're doing.
And Francis has a thigh muscle strain. So he's hurt himself twice. He got exhausted once and hurt himself once, despite not playing any games.
Jeff, what do you know about Jerry Topazzini?
Jerry Topazzini.
Sure, there we go.
Penalty killer, Bruins.
Drafted in the 3rd round.
Okay, Francis out for Bauer again. He might as well go on the injured list.
Okay, how about Dutch Riebel?
Decent player, I think. Can't remember anything specific about him.
Dollard St. Laurent.
Great defenseman for the Canadians, yeah.
So that would be a good 4th round pick, is what you're saying?
Yeah, for sure.
20 years old. 2-star.
See, I mean, a lot of that, those Canadians teams from the 50s, you can see coming up in this draft. Plante and Geoffrion, St. Laurent, and Belleville.
Yeah, so I would consider that a pretty solid draft.
So at least we know they're not going to dominate the 50s as much because the players are going to get spread out. And against Gordie Howe and the Rangers, and we pick up a 3-2 win. Don Raleigh with 3 points. Are we getting
Jeff,
closer to the last? What?
I think you got called really old and crazy in the chat.
Yeah, Gudu, that's pretty much it.
For those of you watching maybe on YouTube it later when the stream's archived, Gudu said it. So in this stream is Adam, Marty, McFly, and Jeff Doc.
Oh yeah, we've also got the stream going on Twitch too. So, or not Twitch, Steam.
On Steam, yes.
So if you're hearing this and wondering what we're talking about, we're streaming on Twitch and Steam at the same time. We did get an offer for Hextall. The problem is it's for 36-year-old Herbie Kane, who is actually older and worse than Hextall. So no. Yeah, not liking how many of the AI teams are using their backups in this era. I gotta check that and see if we can sneak that into the update. Ouch, 7-2 win for the Leafs over us. 2 weeks off the trading deadline. And apparently Emil Francis is already back, but he's got 3 days left on the injured list. And a 5-3 win. Don Raleigh with another 3-point night. How's the scoring leaders looking now? Yeah, still pretty sad. We'll be lucky to get one guy hitting 50 points this year. Yeah, Brian Hextall not really doing anything in his comeback. How's Pratt done? Well, that one good game, it looks like he went downhill from there. Ouch, yeah, 54 overall game rating. Nothing lost to Montreal. Shut out by Jerry McNeil this time. And we got Francis back again. And Neil Colville is almost back, so I'm going to put him on the active roster, and we're going to have to send somebody down.
Don't mess up the drafts, a Stanley Cup chaser. You're trying to make us too good now, Jeff, and we're not going to get the first overall pick.
I'm also trying not to get fired. Wow, hey, whoa, we're in the playoff spot. How's that doing for our job security? Got to be happy with that. Yeah, see, it's up to green now. And team chemistry is coming together too. Maybe we're going to do something this year. Highly unlikely, but and another 2-2 tie. So tied with the Hawks for the last playoff spot. Almost got all of our healthy guys back. And 3-2 win over the Red Wings. I mean, even if I'm not too worried about the draft pick, because we're going to get somebody good, in the first round for sure. It's pretty much inevitable. Wait a second. If you got fired in your game, how are you making draft picks?
I told you I took over the team.
Ah, okay. Thought you didn't do that kind of thing.
This isn't my game that I'm playing.
Oh, okay. That's different somehow. And 4-2 loss to Montreal. Not going to help. Okay, we're at the trading deadline. And the Hawks are offering us something. Okay, I mean, that's kind of useful. Hextall, who's pretty much done. For Adam Brown, who's not great, but he's 7 years younger. Might as well do it. Did Brown do anything in real life after? Oh, yeah, Brown had a little bit of a career here, didn't he? Still fairly solid. We had him, through 51, 52. And Chicago's had him on the farm all year, so where he's done reasonably well. And Colville is healthy, so he can go back in. Leverond out, Brown in. Oh, and Hextall was dressed, so that's just filling a spot there. And any other news? I'm going to see if we get any offers for Francis, if anybody's willing to do something dumb and give us something for a backup goalie. Montreal, Norm Dussault, not bad. Only 1.5 stars though. Bruins dumping their aging veteran Frankie Brimzik. Don't really need that. Ralph Natras from Chicago, 2-star defenseman. That's interesting. Oh, and the Wings want to give up 18-year-old Larry Wilson, who's got a career in front of him, so let's do that.
All right.
So they can get Francis, and we will call up Johnny Bauer to back us up for the rest of the year. And Wilson can go to the farm team. Oops, what did I do there? Accidentally cleared the lines. Oops. Okay, and that's what we'll try to get into the playoffs with. We're 1 point back of the Bruins with 1 game in hand now. How many games we got left?
Just lose, Jeffs. Lose, man.
By the way, it's a 70-game season this year, right?
Yeah.
Oh, fairly good deal. Montreal getting Harry Watson from Toronto for Billy Ray. And the owner is now saying he thinks it was quite promising. The season's been kind of turning around for us. And another guy out with exhaustion, Jack Evans this time. Another future coach with the Whalers, and I think he coached somebody else too. Can't remember who.
60 games, Jeff. 60 games.
60 games. Yeah, that's right. Oh, and Kalita is healthy again. And 4-2 loss to the Bruins and Brimzik, who we were just offered in a trade. And great, another injury. Frank Edels this time. Gluteus strain, 1 to 2 weeks. Strained his butt.
Sitting too much.
What's we going to do here? Oh, injury list, right? How much longer is Evans out for? Just day to day, but we are going to have to call somebody up. Which will be Lancian again, who's played more often than not this year. Do not want Stanowski on the last pair. Better. And up against the Leafs tonight. 4-0 loss. And Kalita gets injured now. Gluteus strain, 1 to 2 weeks. In Chicago, and I get the feeling we're slipping out of that playoff spot, aren't we? Particularly with that, as the Hawks outshoot us they outshoot us and beat us 2-0, and the Bruins are 3 points up on us now. Pretty close, tight race, close at the top. 2 points separating the top 3 teams. Another win for us over Detroit. And yet another injury to our defenseman, Alan Stanley, out with a sore hamstring. But we still have Lancian up from the last time we had a defenseman hurt, so he can go back in. Lost the Bruins, and I'm just going to try to skip ahead, but we keep getting injuries and guys almost back from injuries.
Jeff.
Okay. Oh, great. A couple of Ken Reardon fighting with the coach in Montreal. And we got more injuries. Now, Penty Lund. Sore foot day to day. Oh, great. And Adam Brown, the guy we picked up, somehow got suspended. I blame you, Adam.
Not my fault.
You got the same name as him. And I actually have to call up a forward because I'm running out here. Oh, Jack Gordon's actually up to 1.5 stars and having a pretty... Oh, wait, who's this? Dunk Fisher having an even better year. Yeah, 2 stars. I don't think he was 2 stars at the start of this. What does that do to our lines? Oh, and puts Fisher on the first line right away. Oh, and yeah, as you just saw, I sent Frank Eddles down. Which, oops, I think I should have sent Lancian down instead, which was a mistake. But we fixed the bug there where the AI wasn't claiming any players on waivers from human teams. And that just burned me there, so I guess I can verify that fix is okay. One less thing to test. 6-2 loss to Montreal. Are we falling back here now? 5 points back of the Bruins, and we're tied for the Hawks for last. Dozen games to go. Oh, do we have any contracts we need to re-sign? I mean, the guys can't go anywhere, but should still get the deals done. Oh, 6-4 win. Ed Slawinski, 3 points. And nope, everybody is... We have minor leaguers that only have 1 year left. Oh, only Carnegie, who's having an okay year.
Yeah, not a lot to worry about.
I don't think he's going to get much playing time with us, but a little just for the sake of having the depth. And leave the lineup intact for this game. Maybe shouldn't have done that. 4-2 loss to the Bruins. And Kalita is back. Almost healthy. Oh, nope. Naturally, we get another guy out, this time Tony Leswick. I gotta send somebody down now, or... Should be a forward, so I think I'm going to have to send Lameron down, but I hope we don't lose him. We have another thing we've got at the end of this year. I think it's active this season, is the Intra League draft. So we may be able to pick up a decent lower-end player from one of the better teams. And something new we added for 7. Oops, missing a defense.
Well, if we have a solid draft, we'll do okay too. Even though you're ruining our chances out of the first overall pick.
Well, taking a pretty good run at him now. I think we're in last now, aren't we? Just flashed up for a second there. Yeah, we're in last by 2 points, so I got 10 points not to screw that up. And Penty Lund, who I think has been having was he the Rookie of the Year this year, or was it the previous one? No, I think this was the year he was Rookie of the Year. And against the Wings, we had pretty good luck against this season, but they shut us out 2-0 this time, although Rainer makes 43 saves. Adam Brown is finally back from his suspension, but I don't think he's going into the lineup yet. Oh, we got a scouting report. We've changed the scouting reports up a little this year, although they're not really telling us much in historical mode. I've got to think of a couple other things to add. There's not a whole lot that's really useful to us. Billy Taylor, who I think had the league suspended him for gambling at this point? I think so. Or it was about to. Steve Black, who's he? Yeah, played a little bit for the Wings and Hawks. I'm going to make an offer just to get a little more depth there. Might be trade bait or something we can use as a throw-in. And some good development across the board. Only person headed downhill is Bay Pratt, and we only really got him to finish out this season. And Johnny Bauer apparently hurt his shin playing in practice.
Well, I mean, they were basically using nothing for pads. And it's surprising it's his shin and not his face.
And of course, too many players on the active roster now. So does Slawinski go down, or does Brown? Try Slawinski. And a 4-2 loss to the Hawks. And I think that's going to help our draft pick chances, but are we going to get fired? We're back into the yellow. And we lose Slawinski to the Hawks. For a 1 win to the Leafs, I got to be careful there. If a losing streak here is, I don't want to lose a job at the very end of the season.
Gudu says, does anyone subscribe to NHL TV? And I know I don't, because there's too many games on TV as it is.
Yeah, pretty much.
But there was a time I did. It seemed like such a good idea to be able to watch 500 some games. And then you realize you don't want to watch 500 some games.
Yep, I'm happy with just watching the Canucks. Well, and occasionally some other ones, but that'd be overkill for me, I think.
You're happy just getting angry at the Canucks is what you meant.
Hey, I'm cautiously optimistic for this season. We did get Hamonic. That was a good deal. Got him nice and cheap. Solid defenseman.
Hamonic? Yeah.
Yep. Oh, God, now who's hurt? Kalita bruised his toe. And another 3-2 win. Are we going to blow this? Well, more than 2 points of Chicago. 5 games to go. At least I'm probably not going to get fired now. Okay, 5-2 loss to the Habs. And back-to-back against Montreal, apparently. Anybody ready to come back? Bauer is. Worsley can go back down.
Gudu says, do they add artificial crowd noise to the feeds? And if so, can you turn it off? Well, they definitely can. They definitely have it on. I don't think you can turn it off.
I think they're doing that in arena, aren't they?
Yeah. Lacos1234 says he watches all the Bruins games, and I can't do that in Chicago. Well, see, that's the reason to get the package.
Yeah.
If you're a fan and you're not in the market.
Yeah, if I was still in Florida, I'd definitely have it so I could watch the Canucks.
Gudu says, seems like the WHL starting soon, but they'll probably have no fans. Yeah, they're still working out a lot of things. They're trying to get 24 games.
Schedule. Yeah, I don't even see. And I bet you, I'm not even sure. It's one of the things that's screwing me up with working on the rosters at this point for the opening night one. For the new update is trying to figure out which European guys are going to come back, and I don't know how many of them are actually even going to bother for a 24-game season.
Well, it's 24 games on the weekend, and yeah, it's kind of a mess.
So I know Pavel Novak isn't coming back to Kelowna. He's staying in the Czech Republic. What's the point for such a short year?
Stanley Cup Chaser says, I forget, was it Eddie or Ernie Coleman who played all those years in Hershey? Do you know, Jeff?
That's Ed Coleman. Yeah, the guy we just. We still got him. We lost. Slowinski was the guy we lost. His real stats, yeah, pretty much after that point, I think he was like late 50s, early 60s in the minors. Okay, Hawks and Rangers battle for last place. Ooh, when we beat them 6-2, Penty Lund 5-point game. That might get him Rookie of the Year. And oh, we're still 2 points out. And oh, that was the last game of the season. Didn't even realize it. Yep, so it was. I think that's about as good as we could expect. We just barely finished in last. We do get the first overall pick. And we hopefully don't get fired.
Fingers crossed.
And playoffs, Montreal and Detroit, and no, Bruins actually made the playoffs against the Leafs. And this is what they were doing, the 1-3-2-4 weird playoff format. Wings up 3-1 over Montreal, and Toronto up by the same over Boston. Who won the Cup in 49 in real life? Was that Toronto's last one for a while?
In what? 49?
Yeah.
We looked at this. Season champion was the Wings, but the regular was Toronto, yes.
Yeah, so we're going to get a Wings Leafs final, it looks like here, unless Boston. Yeah, there we go.
To answer your question, though.
And the winner this year is the Wings. Sweep the Leafs 4 games.
No, Toronto won it again in 51.
So Detroit gets what I think is their first cup in a while, isn't it?
Since 43.
I thought it was longer than that. Yep, 43, and Gordie Howe's first Stanley Cup.
The noise is definitely in the arenas, Gudu, because it would be really, well, it'd be really terrible for the players with absolutely no noise.
And yeah, how only the third leading scorer there, but and Emile Francis, who we traded away, gets a cup ring.
Well, that's nice for him.
And are we going to get any awards?
Lacos with a question in the chat says, I started back in 1924. Rosters are 16 men, 14 dressed. But when I try to sim ahead, it says not enough skaters in the lineup.
We got to fix that error message. It should tell you what the specific shortage is. You either got too many or not enough defensemen or not enough forwards.
Yeah.
So take out a forward and put in a defenseman. If that doesn't work, take out 2 defensemen and put in 2 forwards.
Is it 10-4? Is that?
I think
was
so.
that at that time? Yeah. So
might be 9-5.
If you're not,
I'm not sure. And Wings sweeping the award. There we go. Penty Lund. Our guy gets a Calder as best rookie. Otherwise, all Detroit. Oh no, Don Metz, best defensive forward. Harry Lumley, Frank Selke Jr. gets the GM of the Year, and Tommy Ivan in Detroit gets the Best Coach Award, which is named after his boss, Jack Adams. And that was the new award screen we added this year. And there's only one guy to nominate, so we will nominate Busher Jackson. And I'm just going to roll this. Do you want to? Yeah, we can squeeze in the draft here, I guess.
That did it. Not enough defensemen.
Ooh, look
Yeah.
at that. We got, I think we got lucky here. Montreal, Boston, and Chicago all fired their coaches, but we survived somehow.
Lucky, lucky.
King Clancy taking over in Chicago.
That's interesting.
And the Hall of Fame vote. I vote for Clancy, Hainsworth, and Nelson. We got 4. Nell Stewart. Go Sid Howe. And the season score. This is going to be ugly. A lot of X's there. Next, until we get to the negative categories where it's all check marks, and we got a big fat 0 for this season.
I am shocked.
Kind of traditional for our first year in a new game.
Necessarily. But we do pick typically harder streams.
Yeah. Well, we usually do the rebuilding. I don't think it's been a while since we took over a team that's kind of in the middle of being dominant, which wouldn't be much fun. Okay, 49 amateur draft order. Why are we picking third? That's odd. Did I get the... did we somehow jump ahead at the end of the year? No, we're last. Something's broken there. Okay, we'll have to fix that. That's going on the book list.
Mine was fine, but that's weird.
I'm wondering if it's doing a lottery there, but I didn't see it the lottery screen. On the Bruins making us an offer for the elderly Babe Pratt. But it's not a very good one, so gonna avoid that.
He also retired on June 30th in my game.
Who did?
Babe Pratt.
Ah, well, we're going to keep him. He's got a contract in this one. That's probably why he didn't retire. Oh, yeah, there we go. I don't know why I got that. In fact, that's, yeah, that order screen shouldn't have come up at all on the 30th. That's the bug. Because there it's, when we got to the final one, it's giving us the right order. So I guess no question as to who we take with the first pick.
Another goalie? Yes, I like that.
Oh, see, the mock draft is doing it in the wrong order. Something's broken there. Yeah. I don't think we need another goalie. I think we need Jean Beliveau.
I think I like Jean Beliveau. Yes.
Kind of a no-brainer there.
I mean, Pierre Pilot wouldn't be bad either, but...
And we're going to get the same thing you did. Boom Boom Jeffrey on as the second pick.
Woo! That is a solid 1-2 punch now. Our forwards have been completely rebuilt.
Yep, at the expense of the Canadians who only wind up with Red Sullivan because the Leafs got Jacques Plante. And Chicago, again, as in real life, gets Pierre Pilote and Glenn Hall going to Boston. Who I think had some goaltending problems. He should fix that. Third round pick. Obviously don't want the Russians because they're not going to come over. Dutch rival center.
This is where I took Topazzini.
He just went in the last pick.
All right.
St. Laurent is there, but he's only 2-star potential.
I got him in the 4th round.
Yeah, I may be able to hold on. Rival. Well, we got a lot of depth at center, and we just picked up Beliveau too, so it's not going to make much more sense. I think I'm going to go with Larry Regan, who I think was...
There's a couple decent defensemen too, besides Dullard, who are a little bit younger.
Still nobody with that much potential, though.
Probably not.
Anybody Finnish defenseman that's 2 stars?
Jim Morrison and Jack Curran.
Jim Morrison, the Leafs defenseman, not the guy with the doors.
I mean, obviously, but
No, you never know.
you do never know, I suppose.
Okay, and then not drafting any of these. We've got the Iron Curtain rule on, so I can't draft those Russians. So should probably just suppress them. Last pick.
St. Laurent might still be there by the looks of it.
Bo Ellick, who was a pretty good, yeah, he's still there. Bo Ellick, who's Todd Ellick, played for the Rangers and the Kings, I think, in the 80s, 90s, was a decent player. His dad was a pretty good minor leaguer, but I think it makes more sense to take the defenseman here, so I'll go with St. Laurent. So I'll go with 3/4 future Canadians. And what was the other guy we took? Regan. Who did he play for again? Oh, yeah, a few decent years for the Bruins and Leafs, but not till the middle of the decade. Okay, and draft is over. Let's just see. Oh, come on. It's saying we had one of the worst drafts?
What?
No. I think the worst draft calculation it makes is compared to the mock draft. So I
Oh,
think having that screwed up may have thrown that off a little bit. But I mean,
I'm
it's not like anybody had a bad draft here.
no, but we got two forwards who are Hall of Famers, future Hall of Famers.
Yep. Now, what does the media know? Typical. Okay, do you want to wind up here, Adam?
Sure. So thank you very much for tuning into another Franchise Hockey Manager stream. We typically stream every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/OOTP Developments. All of our streams are archived on our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/OOTP Developments as well. You can also reach out to us on our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Franchise Hockey Manager. On Twitter, we're at Franchise Hockey, where you can also find a link to our official Discord in our Twitter bio. Of course, you can come on down to our official website, which is ootpdevelopments.com. Click on the community button in the top right-hand corner, which will bring you to official forums. And you can talk about Franchise Hockey Manager, Out of the Park Baseball, the recently announced with updates of Out of the Park Go. You can check our forums for more details on that and about how it's progressing. And yeah, I think that's about it. Again, streams archived on YouTube. They're typically up on the weekends, so make sure you check them out then. Or if you're watching this right now, thank you for doing so.
Yep.
Jeff?
We've, as I said before, we're in the midst of testing the next update now, which was once I'm done here, I've got to go back to updating the rosters to the opening night. I think I've got them mostly done. I've just got to fix a couple of the taxi squads guys to make sure they start on the NHL roster. But and then we're giving everything else that they're going over. We're going to have, so you will have the option of, we've worked it out the way we want to do it. So you will have the option of playing the actual shortened NHL season along with all the other leagues that have shortened seasons. We're just making sure that functions properly now. The first test went pretty well, so I think it's going to be okay. But we're getting that all together, and I think look early mid next week for the next update, just so we can have enough time to test everything out after we've got all the data changes in.
All right.
Okay, thanks everybody, and we will see you in a week with Adam's game.